Magic 8 ball. Will my employees be engaged? Not likely. Hey, welcome to Wolf's Watch. I'm Wolf. Thanks for being part of the conversation. And, it is a lot like using a magic 8 ball to predict whether you're going to have engaged employees, whether your artificial intelligence implementation is going to work. And what you really want is to get the magic 8 ball effect from your artificial intelligence implementation. You need to have that support your employee engagement, right? We're talking about profit margins in your business. How do you increase your profit margins? By leveraging artificial intelligence. And one of the big ways to do that is to enable your employees to be more engaged, more productive, to be more brilliant at what they do by giving them tools that help with that. There's a key philosophy here, and you may as well ask a magic 8 ball for an answer if you don't follow this, because your results are going to be that random. And here's the thing. It's how you think about the use of artificial intelligence that will make the difference in whether or not you're successful at its implementation. Are you implementing it in a way that leverages your people, that allows your people to use it as an enabling technology to be better at what they do, more efficient at what they do, to streamline stuff for them so they aren't doing repetitive tasks, so that it gives them better ideas, better brainstorming, better processes to work with, and supports their creative as well as mundane process activities. For example, are you using it or considering using artificial intelligence to leverage employee? Leverage isn't the right word. What are we really trying to achieve here? To support and enable your employees to be really engaged. So you really have that kind of band of brothers, charge the hill together type of camaraderie, type of attitude, type of ownership of what they do, for ownership of their role in what they do for your company, and also bringing all of their capability to the table. All of the, using their brain, not their hands, right? We used to say that back in the start of my career in manufacturing, and that was one of the mantras that we had back in the, wow, it hurts to say this out loud, but back in the 80s, we were saying, you're not hiring their hands, you're hiring their intelligence, their brain, their skill at what they do. Whether it is working on an assembly line, being a quality control inspector, being an engineer or a member of the management team, hiring their brain, their intellect, their ability, not just their hands. So think about that. Are you replacing hands with artificial intelligence, or are you enabling the intellect, the creativity, the philosophy of how you implement and how you look at what will work for your business in implementation makes a huge difference in how well it's going to go and how much of a strategic advantage it will give you and how much of an increase in profit margin it will give you. Employee engagement is massive in being successful and in creating, right? I really want to drive this point home. It's massively influential on creating a service, a business, and a customer experience that cannot be replicated by your competitors. So your competitor can't open up down the street, whether it's another website or physically down the street from where you're doing business, and say, hey, come on over here because, excuse me, we've got this one thing or these two things that we can do better. We can give you a better price, or we can do it faster. No, that won't work, because you'll be able to create such a unique experience, such a unique service delivery system that your competitors cannot replicate it. And when they try, the customers will notice, because they won't get the same customer experience. And they'll go, you know what? No, thanks. I'm getting the value over here, and I'm staying with this company, with your company. And that's crucial to managing margins, to being able to increase margins in inflationary times, to be able to maintain and increase margins in recessionary times, to be able to, even when good times, right? When the market's rocking and rolling and you can't do anything wrong because it's go-go times, it's an upcycle. Even then, it just magnifies it. So it helps with survival, and it's not just surviving, but thriving in hard times. And it magnifies the good times even more. So consider this. How are you looking at implementing artificial intelligence to increase employee engagement by leveraging the ability of the right artificial intelligence model? May not be one of the GPT style, large language models. That might not be the right approach. But let's stay out of the technical weeds on it. But having the right AI implementation so that you can pull all the right information together in terms of what the role is, what the company values are, what the employee is good at, what's their innate ability for problem solving, their psychological profile, okay? The customer value that's being created, mixing that together, and then being able to leverage artificial intelligence to go, okay, give us more options, give us better examples, better answers on how can we make the team member experience engaging so that we have the right seat on the bus defined correctly, so that we can put the right person in it and have a high performing team that can't be matched by our competitors. It's a lot that goes into that. There's a few more layers that I didn't mention because I think that's enough information for one shot. So you want to spark the thinking, and we don't have time to really dig into the answers because it's a long answer. We're working with that. As a matter of fact, one of the models that we're building is and doing a lot of stuff. We're working with people, but we're also building some stuff. One of the things that we're building and experimenting is that type of model. Going, okay, how do we create that so that we can foster high performing teams? We can create the environment for a high performing team so that when we bring somebody on our team, how is it that they're going, how do we create that in a way that when they just hear about the job, they go, oh my gosh, I so want that's just made for me. I so want to be part of that. Isn't that what you want? Or you get the magic 8-ball effect, right? Take it up, ask it and go, are my employees going to be engaged? And it's like, very likely. That's the 8-ball effect. Thanks for being part of Wolf's Watch. Be remiss before, got to close out with one thing. How are you going to apply that? What are you going to do? Love to see that in the comments. Want to hear about what you're doing, what your thoughts are. If you think I'm completely off track, I want to hear that. Let's have that conversation, right? That's how we both learn. Put that in the comments as we watch the comments and respond. If you got questions, ideas, topics you want to dive deeper into, let me know. Because this is 21st Century Television, live and interactive. Thanks for being part of Wolf's Watch. I'm Wolf, and I look forward to seeing you out shooting pool.